Before we proceed, this video contains brutal story spoilers for Baldur's Gate 3, especially Gale's arc and the ending. If you want to avoid them, now's your chance to turn back. Still here? Good. Let's talk about one of the most mind-blowing choices in the game. Gale's entire storyline revolves around the Weave, and more specifically, the volatile magical bomb embedded inside him. At one point, he even considers using it to blow up the Elderbrain. But if you stop him, things get a whole lot more interesting. Because once you defeat the Netherbrain, it drops the Crown of Karsus, an ancient artifact of unimaginable power, and Gale has the chance to reforge it. When he does, he's left with two options: ascend and become a god, or give the crown to Mystra. But Mystra is already the goddess of magic, the guardian of the Weave itself. Why exactly does Mystra want the crown so badly? What's really going on here? Let's dig into the history, the lore, and the deeper reasons behind this moment. Before we dive into the Crown of Karsus and Gale's decision, let's take a step back and talk about Mystra, the goddess of magic herself. Who is she, and what exactly is she capable of? Mystra wasn't always divine. After the fall of Netheril, a mortal girl with only basic magical training rose to godhood and became the new goddess of magic. One of her first acts as a deity was catching 3 falling Netherese cities and safely bringing them to the ground, saving thousands of lives. That alone shows the kind of power she wields. But Mystra didn't just inherit magic, she reshaped it. She placed limits on spellcasting, banned spells above 9th level, introduced structure and balance, and helped transform chaotic arcanists into the wizards we know today. Her rule wasn't just about power, it was about control. Over time, Mystra has guided countless powerful mortals, making them her chosen, like Elminster, the Seven Sisters, Kelvin Blackstaff, and others. Through them, she keeps a close eye on magical threats across the realms. But her path hasn't been smooth. She's been imprisoned, attacked by gods like Bane, and even destroyed in divine conflict. Yet each time, Mystra returns, either reborn or reforged, because magic can never stay buried for long. Mystra controls the Weave, the invisible fabric that connects and powers all arcane magic in the world. Without her, spellcasting becomes unstable, even deadly. She can cast any spell ever known at maximum power, and she has the ability to grant magical knowledge just by touching someone. So, when someone like Mystra takes interest in an artifact like the Crown of Karsus, it's not just curiosity, it's personal. To understand why Mystra wants the Crown of Karsus so badly, we have to look back, way back, to one of the most catastrophic events in magical history. Long before Mystra, there was Mistral, the original goddess of magic. She didn't just govern the Weave, she was the Weave. And then came Karsus. Karsus was a prodigy of Netheril, a genius arcanist who created a floating city by the time he was 22. But like all Netherese, he wasn't content with mastery. He wanted divinity. He crafted a spell unlike anything ever seen before, Karsus's Avatar, designed to steal the power of a god. And to help him wield that divine power, he created the Crown of Karsus, an artifact meant to channel and stabilize the spell's unimaginable magic. And then, he cast it, and he chose Mistral as his target. For a moment, he became a god. He had her power, but he didn't understand what he had taken. You see, Mistral wasn't just another deity. She was the one who kept the flow of magic in balance across the entire world. And when Karsus took that from her, everything fell apart. Magic surged and crashed like a broken dam. Spells failed, artifacts overloaded, floating cities fell from the sky. With the last of her fading strength, Mistral sacrificed herself to cut Karsus off from the Weave. The connection was severed. Karsus died, turned to stone, and Netheril, one of the greatest civilizations in Farron's history, was obliterated. That event became known as Karsus's Folly. Moments later, Mistral was reincarnated as Mystra, and the very first thing she did was rebuild the Weave and rewrite the rules. No spell above 9th level would ever work again. Magic would be safer, more structured. She taught mortals discipline. She created the modern wizard. And she made damn sure that what happened with Karsus could never happen again. To Mystra, the Crown of Karsus isn't just a relic, it's a nightmare. It's the weapon that killed her past self and nearly shattered the world. It's the raw, unchecked hubris of mortal magic, the very thing she was reborn to prevent. So when Gale reforges the crown and holds it in his hands, Mystra isn't just reacting as a goddess, she's reacting as someone who lived through that disaster. someone who remembers the world falling apart. To her, the crown isn't power, it's a warning, a scar, a reminder of why the Weave needs a guardian in the first place. The crown of Karsus isn't just a choice at the end of Gale's story, it's a test. A test of restraint, of ambition, of trust. Do you hand it over to Mystra, knowing what it cost her once already? Do you let Gale ascend, risking the past repeating itself? Or do you destroy it, burying that power forever, so no one else can make the same mistake? Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't just ask you what kind of ending you want, it asks what kind of future the world deserves. Let me know in the comments, what did you do with the crown? And if you enjoyed diving into this kind of lore, like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned, because there's always more magic to uncover.